Hey, boys and girls, welcome back to what will more than likely be the final episode of Inscryption, since, well, we're going to be doing what should be the final boss. So, honestly, through everything we've done, definitely a crazy adventure, I will have to definitely say. The main story was definitely the major really crazy part of the game. The Kaycee's mod, so far, I'm not sure how crazy it is yet, just because I haven't read any of the devlog entries, which are extra story bits and stuff like that, as well as I haven't seen, like, what goes on with the final ending of the game, because there is a final ending that is apparently attached to the devlogs, apparently. So, we are going to go into that as well, like, what happens when, you know, you do something with that, because I do have like a list of like where I can go and find all the information and stuff like that, because some stuff isn't available anymore, so it's kind of like we can see it but we can't do it kind of thing. But yeah, definitely going to be interesting. This is definitely going to be an interesting one. Today's is definitely not going to be much of a challenge run anymore, to be honest, though, because we're doing the same map as we did before. I slightly modified it just because I want to be able to see the actual boss and not have to redo anything, because the thing is I've spent a lot of time on Kaycee's mod already, and I really just want to get into the next series after this, so I've kind of taken the challenge out slightly, just so we can, you know, play. So I made something that's similar to what I've won with before. So, this is basically like the same hand that I had a while ago during my runs with Kaycee's mod. I don't know why, I've gotten some weird runs when I did turn the camera on, when I normally wouldn't get something like that. It's very strange. I don't know what's going on with that, to be completely honest. It's definitely weird, though, that stuff like that is happening. We're gonna definitely grab that, though. Okay, cool. Let's definitely throw in the direwolf right in the middle here. But yeah, this is literally a run that I've had before, is stuff like this. So it's nothing that isn't possible. You just have to merge them with the mycologist and stuff like that. There we go. Down goes the totem. And keep going. I'll still explain, like, the theories behind, like, stuff with this stuff, and, like, how you can change the decks to work in your favor, and how you would get certain things, and explain why you can do certain things. So basically, this would be a mantis mixed with a direwolf via sacrifice, and then obviously flight with sacrifice, and then either a cockroach or a boros. That's basically what would be. It would be a direwolf with the trifrated strike, and then one with flight, and then a direwolf with unkillable mixed together via two different of the mycologists. And then obviously the moose buck would be burrower mixed via the sacrifice, and then touch of death mixed with the sacrifice. So basically, it's very possible to get certain ones of these. It's just that you have to get the run for it, basically. And this, it's very much possible to get what we have here, which is good. It's just that, well, you gotta get the run for it. And on camera, it's been very difficult for some reason. I don't know why. Things have changed dramatically, which is weird. Like, the goats weren't spawning, which was really weird, because I would literally pull them every round before that, so I don't know what was going on there. It's very strange. But, no more items, so we're gonna get a pack rat for it, which we'll take. We'll definitely take a pack rat. But it's all about, Magpie's, search symbol, or the, hourglass, which is, it's very helpful. Being able to search for cards in your hand immediately is a safety sentence, especially on having it on the goat itself.
You took in the familiar sights and scents of the trapper's pelts, but something was different. The once friendly man now beheld you with a steely gaze.
Here we go. Trapper and the trader.
I'm afraid I must be skinning you today.
I'd like to see you try, buddy. Okay, best thing to do when a fight like this begins is try and avoid fighting Leshy as much as you can. And if you can fight the frogs, you could try it. It's definitely all up to being safe here. We're gonna get the moose buck out too while we're at it. But yeah, it's definitely all about like kind of being safe here as much as you can. What I am gonna do though is I am gonna try and get a pelt off of the with the raven here. So we're gonna do something like that. Then I'm gonna move the scroll over here. We'll grab our other card. And now we'll play it. So obviously we'll put the dire wolf in the middle since we can hit directly. The reason why we're going for the trap here is the more traps we get, the more pelts we get for the trader portion. And if you could steal the cards that the trader has that are gonna affect you the most, it's easier to continue whacking them as much as you can. Because you lose the card that gets pelted by the trap, is basically what happens. So, if you can try and do it safely, that's basically the best way to do things.
The skinning knife turns.
Yes, it does.
Let's trade.
Okay, 2 wolf pelts. Okay. Nothing with, well, there is Air Guardian. Oops.
Here's a free wolf pelt. Trade for what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight for me.
Basically, what it wants us to do is, well, choose our poison. Basically, we don't want this. We could take Air Guardian off. Anything that's going to block us from hitting, basically. Since we're flying over everything at the moment. And then we could take the River Snapper too if we want to.
Very well.
Very well indeed, Leshy. Very well indeed. We'll take the squirrel though. Don't think there's any, well, actually, technically we could. We could take out the squirrel. We could pack rat if we want, but no real reason to. But I will do it in this way just to make sure that the adder doesn't do anything here. Just to be safe. But there we go. It won't get a swing, but it's more of like a, you know, kind of worry thing if, I don't know. We didn't need to knock out the adder, to be fair. But there we go. Trader down. And there we go.
Let me relight your candles.
And just like that, we are done with the trapper and the trader. Honestly, don't really need another pack rat, but we'll take it, I guess. Okay, well, off we go. Further into the woods.
Let me think.
Okay, here we are. So based on the fact that we have full items right now, we have a totem that works. We don't need to go for pelts. The only thing we really need to do is sacrifice sigil. So we can lessen the cards that we have to pull from, basically. The pack rat, what we can do is we could throw it onto a raven. It's an extra HP, we get flight, and we get the pack rat's ability on the raven instead. Which could be helpful. I'll definitely take it. But here we go. Final boss, and, well, secret boss of Inscryption. It was the one that we got to see for a very short amount of time in Gamora's last fight, which is actually kind of cool. So we actually get to experience that now. So with that being said, towards the pirate we go. Here we go indeed.
This is most peculiar, but I'll allow it. Yar! Could it be? Me dream to be a scurvy boss upon the seven seas.
Oh, so it's not even Lashy playing the role this time.
Avasti!
So who are we fighting off against here when it comes to, like, creatures? Because these look different. Mole Seaman and Skeleton Crew. Oh, they got Brittle. That's interesting. We haven't seen Brittle at all, so that's actually kind of cool to see. It looks like we got... They're basically normal mole-mans, but with extra HP to them. Normally they're 6, but they're actually 8 here. Twice. Okay. That definitely looks slightly harder than Leshy's fight. I'll definitely have to say that. Okay, well, what we'll do is... Let's, we could grab out the moose buck here. Could be an option. Okay. Well, if we do that, then, let's definitely prepare another goat, then, while we can. Grab you. Want to get rid of one of these, so let's definitely play it safe. And then what we can also do is put the wolf here, because these mole men are going to move into the spots that we're trying to hit in, since they have air defense. So they'll definitely fly where either the wolf are or the buck is. One will get instantly hit by the buck and get knocked out due to touch of death. But other than that, it looks like we should be good with the first round here. They're going for the dire wolf, which was smart. I'll definitely be honest there. Down goes first round. Okay.
Yar!
What's this? Oh.
Blast me, ship is full of rodents.
Oh, what's this?
Yar har har! Aim!
Oh, wait. Okay, maybe this isn't good. We don't want to be hit by this, I think. I can pull our direwolf into a safety spot if needed. I'm curious what he's doing, so maybe I won't knock him out, honestly. I'm kind of curious what he's doing. Let's try it. What are you doing? Oh! That's what you're doing. You're doing 10 damage with a cannonball. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, then. I was not prepared for that, but that's cool. Okay, we'll, let's put you over here for now. Since, I don't want to put you directly in the line of sight right now of that thing, if I can help it. Okay, well, let's swing forward and see what happens. Okay, down goes our buddy there into the next phase.
Well, boil me oranges. You've almost bested me, but I've got ye one last trick.
One last trick, you say? Oh, that's a full ship, full galleon coming straight at us.
That's far enough.
I tried running us in.
Yar! Me crew with the finest, be the finest of the seas. Stalwart skellies who never betray me.
Okay, then. How does this work? It's kind of like the moon, seemingly. It's got air defense, it's got Omni Strike, and it's got the thing that stops you from lowering its stats, the Made of Stone. Okay. Interesting. Take a card. Okay, well, due to our totem, we were able to get another one of those back, which is good. So let's definitely throw the moose buck down. Actually, we can do this better, actually. Yeah, you know what? We can do this better. Let's do it this way. Use the raven. We're gonna take our direwolf off the board. I have a major reason for why I'm doing it this way. We use the rabbit, since we had a bunch of sacrificing material from the second phase, the full of rodents phase. And then we can grab our direwolf again, put him right down the middle. So now we're hitting in all directions again. Then what we can do is put the squirrel down, put our black goat down, and put our moose buck down, so things aren't being pushed around. So everything's in place now. And now we can see what happens. It's got 80 HP, by the way. Something to note. Decent amount of HP. Ooh, that's cool.
Me crew, mutineers. This is the last straw, mate.
Mutineers. Oh, are we able to get his cards? Or his skeletons on his crew? That's interesting. Okay. Well, right now, we look pretty good. I think we just swing. We have a bunch of bones, by the way, but nothing to spend them on.
The lemon's shadow is sunk. By ye, a lowly landlubber.
Yep. Sorry there, buddy. Sorry there, what was it? Royal Dominguez. I'm trying to remember how you say his name, but it's one of the people we can meet inside Grimoire's area in the second act.
Avast ye. Farewell.
Farewell. Oh. Looks like we're actually getting the credits for this. Jonas Senzel. Huh. So there's a second credit scene for this game. It's actually kind of cool. As redacted. Oh, the lady that probably killed Luke Carter is who that could possibly be. We also got our little dude that was supposed to be the sensory deprivation wizard. Oh, the lonely wizard, or Wizbot, as he would be in Poe's area. But, we'll let this run on through real quick. This isn't the finale of this, so we're gonna let this run through since, I don't want to interrupt a second version of the credits, since we already kind of talked through a whole entire credit scene already with the original credits for this. So I'm going to let this go through real quick, and after that, we're going to go into the devlog lore, and then we're going to also do the secret ending of the game that is actually technically not even in the game. So I'll be right back. I'll see you guys very soon, and we'll be continuing on from there. So, here be boys and girls, and see you guys very, very soon. Okay, and now with the final boss, slash secret boss of the game now actually finished, it's time to actually read the devlog diaries, which are little extra bits of lore hidden inside the game. You get them for beating each challenge rank, and that's actually how you get the final boss, is by beating all of them. Technically, apparently entry 11 is actually upgraded when you actually beat the final boss, although it's not changed in here. You get it after beating it. So I didn't realize that. I forgot that that one was corrupted before. So I'll tell you guys what it said here in a second, just because yeah, it's a little unfortunate. I didn't realize that was new information on my screen when I clicked out of it. But here we go. Entry number 1. Okay, I need to write this down now, so I don't go to sleep and tell myself I dreamt it. I'm working late and testing the latest build, and out of nowhere, the angler starts freaking out, like he pulled something up out of the river with his hook. Then he gets up and walks. There's no walk animation for this character. What the heck? He walked right into the cabin. I followed him in, and couldn't find him. Leshy had some new dialogue lines that I cannot find in the dialogue file. He said something about some old data, and how the angler served him well or something. I'm so tired that I'm already wondering if I made this up. So it looks like it's talking about how maybe Leshy became the leader of this area, maybe, at the beginning of the game. Seemingly, because that's kind of how Poe got control, was via finding some old data via his robots. So I woke up and damn near lost my mind. I tried to recreate that bug with the angler over and over, and nothing weird was happening. Then I realized I was testing on a different disc, so I popped in the same disc as last night, and holy shit, Leshy went 3D. What does that mean? I barely even know. Maybe I am crazy. The entire game is different. Leshy took over, and it's 3D. I don't know anyone who would listen to me about this. So this is definitely, well, it would be Kaycee because it's Kaycee's mod, so I would think this would be Kaycee's devlogs for everything. I've been playing this new Inscryption now for a few days. Work has been unproductive. I emailed some of the other devs, kind of probing to see if they know anything about this without appearing crazy. No dice. The strange thing, the game is fun. Like, it's actually a good game, but stranger still. Leshy, he talks to the challenger almost as if he's talking to me. It's freaky, but not altogether unwelcome. I could use a friend. Number 4. I scoured the disc last night, looking for some kind of explanation. I found some really wild stuff. It made me think, what is the old data? And why does Leshy only talk about it when he's wearing the woodcarver's mask? I found some log from Mr. Kaminsky. It was pretty clear when I met him that the guy had issues, but he seemed to be saying in this log that the entire development of Inscryption was a cover for what? How infuriating, if true. Time to start another run, I guess. It's a cover for something. What? Entry number 5. I'm addicted to Leshy's Inscryption. It's far from perfect, though. Some really unbalanced shit in here, to be honest. True. I have my Ouroboros up to over 100 thanks to this stupidly broken Fecundity sigil combo. I decided that I'm going to work on making this balanced and maybe a bit of an actual challenge. I'm making a mod. I wonder what Leshy will think. So she modified the original games. That's kind of interesting. Entry 6. Work on this mod continues. I was appalled to find that Leshy chose to use the Kaycee Hobbs Ghoul Skull. Wait a minute. It's not Kaycee. Okay, so Kaycee's not the devlog here. Someone else. Ghoul Skull as the trinket on a shelf. He fills it with teeth for the trapper after every boss. Kinda lame because it's tedious to keep getting up from the table just to collect the teeth. I'll have to hack that out. He'll hate me for it. Interesting. What, do you start with the teeth now? I didn't even realize that one. Okay. Entry 7. Some nights I mod, some nights I dig. I dig deeper into this log file and find things I sometimes wish I hadn't. This isn't just some disc Kaminsky used to vent his workplace frustrations. This is like some real shit. Every once in a while, I get some context from the woodcarver, and it's chilling. This could be all bunk, or there could be a doomsday machine under Berlin, armed by a code hidden on a pack of cards. What? Okay, that's an interesting thing to say. In other news, I just finished implementing the Boss Totems challenge. Okay then. Apparently Kaminsky's talking about some crazy stuff. Entry number 8. I barely leave the apartment save for the odd dinner out with Mom, but last night was an exception. I went to Comics Land to play a secret of Legendaria draft. Is it weird that I brought the disc with me? I felt uncomfortable being apart from it. I ended up ripping a foil sweaty dragon, but lost the first match to this weird dude who wanted to record it for his YouTube channel. Like, he actually brought a camcorder on a shaky-looking tripod to the shop. How is that allowed? Is that supposed to be Luke Carter? I think it is. That's interesting. So this might be like the person before Luke got his hands on it. That's interesting. Entry number 8. I barely... Oh, wait. No. Wait, we read that one. Oops. Sorry. Entry number 9. Today I found out what happened to Poe. Leshy turned the Scribe of Technology into a Stoke card. I found the card on the shelf below the safe and laughed right out loud. When it told me it was Poe and needed help, I handed it over to Leshy, who was less amused. I guess this is the fate that the other scribes met, though I haven't seen them yet. Interesting. Entry 10. Last night I brought the disc with me on a walk around the seawall, and was this close to just chucking it into the water. If I'm right, the Kernawful code is still out there, and the machine is, incredibly, still ready to accept it. Destroy the disc, no one finds the code, and no one can blow up half of Europe, right? But I saw an otter, which made me think of Leshy. Maybe we need the code to disarm the machine. Could that be right? I can't be sure. I went home. There's that Kernawful code again. Interesting. Okay, so this is what you normally see. But this is actually a hint at something to do. Because if you type in Kaminsky data storage, you actually get sent to a website that is connected to this game, and you actually put your code, put your information in, and they send you a floppy disk for the game, which is actually pretty cool. And it's supposed to be, I guess, well, this game, well, on a floppy disk, but not in a way like, I don't know if you could play it or anything like that, but it's got secret data on it that, actually takes you to what should be the final game. Or, like, not final game, but, like, final, ending of the game, basically. Is how I understand it. But there is still something that we can't see here that I actually have to read to you guys. Because I accidentally clicked through it when we beat the boss, because I didn't realize it was a thing. But here we go. No one will ever play this mod. And the way things are looking, they may never even play this game. But I'm gonna indulge in a fantasy. Thousands of players play it, and love it. They each find different reasons to love it, and even love its imperfections. They make music and art about it that makes me see my own work in a different way. But even a simple comment can make this effect, or have this effect. It makes me feel like all my work mattered. And some, then some. I am overflowing with gratitude. Well, time to finish up with the Scrollfish Challenge. Maybe I'll hit up Comic Land later. Okay, and then off to the final entry. Entry 12. Call from Mr. Kaminsky. at 9:45 p.m. What the heck is wrong with this guy? He wants all the sample discs back at the factory now. What does he know? Nah, Tick Moss, he kept saying. I'm done with all this, but I can't bring myself to destroy the disc. I'm sorry. I've got a little wooden box and I'm gonna bury it with the disc inside. I'm writing the chords down, and who knows, maybe I'll burn them later. Leshy will thank me. The world may not. Goodbye for now. And the chords were written on a card pack, which, Luke Carter found at an old garage sale. And, we know the story for that. But it looks like they survived, it looks like, compared to what happened to Luke Carter being shot in the head. But here we go for what will be the final parts. And apparently Nautic Moss means immediately, by the way. Is something I'm reading. So, interesting. So, now we gotta go to the next part. Which the next part is connected to the Kaminsky data storage. I'll show that here in a second for you guys. I'll throw it out. Okay. Then we'll need this file as well. Sorry if you guys can hear me opening tabs up. Sometimes this stuff can be wonky sometimes when it comes to using my browser that I use. Okay. I'll send it over to where you guys can see my screen now. I can find wherever it is, because sometimes... There we go. Okay. First things first is the Kaminsky data storage that it tells you to go to. We can't do this anymore, but basically what it would do is it would tell you could put down your name, your number, and put your address, and, they would send you something. But right now, as we can see, orders are full. Seriously, what is wrong with you? Please await your packages in the mail if ordered. So, this would be the order form for that. The other thing is if we go to... Okay. Found it. Took me a little bit to find it. But, here we go. So this is actually apparently what's on that disk that they send you. They send you a completely, kind of like jumbled up thing, but you get a cipher in the game, and if you were to kind of do all that, I'm just kind of basic explanation of this, just because I didn't do any of this, and it's a lot of stuff for me to do if I were to do it, but I'm gonna just give the rundown of what's on the disc and kind of go from there, so we can kind of read further into what they were kind of talking about. So, red is Barry Wilkinson, B is Mr. Kaminsky, and C might be Kaycee. So, here we go. A, or Barry. This is it. The transcribed journal page reveals the very location of her Hitler's rotting corpse, and more importantly, the precisely ordered deck of cards in his jacket pocket, the Karnoffel code. I cracked the encryption last night. My situation here is the USSR is delicate, but I believe this intelligence warrants an action that may blow my cover. C, replying to 1A, or Kaycee, maybe. Yeah, it did. Poor old Barry Wilkinson, aka Big Ear, was imprisoned literally hours after these words were written to the disc. He did eventually get back to the States, but I have not had any luck contacting him. There are actually a shit ton of Barry Wilkinsons, and it might not even be his real name. Oh, they're replying to not them directly. Okay, that's what's happening there. Okay, I was kind of confused. So A and B are talking to each other, then C is just kind of reacting to it, it looks like. Okay. So here's Barry again. I'm now prepared to smuggle the disc out of Moscow to West Berlin. Then on, for any quality concerns, please contact Kaminsky Data Storage MFG. That website, Boston. The disc is carefully concealed among many blank ones. And then this is Kaycee. Effing idiot. Fate of the world if you take into consideration further effects and toss him into a chest with a ton of identical discs. Now we have to kiss the boots of the effing Russians or risk the blank worst effing outcome. I surely have no better things to do than reading and reading again this top secret disc. But no, effing idiots from Game Funa have to finish their game. It's an effing cover, guys. And then this is maybe Kaycee. F you too, Mr. Kaycee. They never told us that. Kaycee again. No one is going to play it. Just give it a clone of Super Weasel Kid so I can go print it so an 8-foot-tall Russian doesn't knock on my door at 11 o'clock. 56 to 57 M in the evening. And then Kaycee. Yeah, he is equally angry in person. Eureka. That explains so much, actually. I could not figure out why this disc would be tossed into a crate with a bunch of blank ones. Barry's plan was to smuggle out. This way seems contrived at best, but I can't imagine the pressure he was under, over here. And then Barry again. I believe this plan will work, and Inscryption cold if it does not. Better not lose the old data, then allow the Soviets the opportunity to use it. And then 1A and 2A. Oh, it's just them continuing. How fitting. And then Kaycee. Indeed. Barry, indeed. Kaycee. I failed to change that encryption. I shouldn't even be trying, but what can I do to kill effing time? Okay. Interesting data there. I'll definitely be honest there. But that's apparently the continuation of what we were reading earlier, which is very interesting. To think of everything is apparently connected to World War II in some way. That's kind of interesting. I didn't even see that for the longest time. That is interesting. But that makes more sense about the Karnoffel Code and blowing up half of Berlin and stuff like that with some kind of bomb code based on how Kaycee's mod was reacting and stuff like that. So, now we need to go to here. Just kind of double checking things here. Okay. So, apparently this is the finale of everything. It's a little loud at first, I will be honest, so I'll be able to turn it down in post for you guys, but here we go. Apparently the same day that Luke Carter went missing, or died. Well, obviously, not quotations, because he did die. We saw him get shot by that lady that seems to be, well, a hitman of some sorts. But here we go, for 1019. Of course, we got an ad literally in the middle of that. That's, interesting. Why did I get an ad like 5 seconds into it? Good old Mafia City jump scare. If that even was what that was. Okay. His computer screen. Transcendence. Looks like Poe was able to resume the upload, it looks like. Yep, that is Poe. Huh. So Poe was eventually able to continue the upload. That's actually pretty cool. So that makes sense why the game is on Steam now. Because that was Poe doing it. Okay, cool. Okay, so went full circle and answered why everything was the way that it was. That's cool. That's really cool. But that is the final secret. Well, final secret in ways of what we're going to be doing. Because I'm not like a, pure commentary channel. We're not going to go like deep dive into how to do all the stuff and how to, like, find all the secrets when it comes to, like, the deep, deep stuff. And, like, the coding stuff, and I wouldn't know how to do that first thing. But, basically, from what we can see on the surface level of everything, it's very crazy, for what we can see. Definitely very crazy. But, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching Inscryption. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys, like always. It's crazy that this game went as deep as it did, but that's a good thing. ARGs are really fun, especially when you can somewhat solve some of it, which is actually pretty cool too. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep being spooky, and I'll see you all in the next series. Peace out, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Hey boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.